During the fires last year, we received over 3,200 fire calls in that October-November period. During the peak of the fire, we had over 500 firefighters, 200 fire trucks, 22 aircraft, 129 pieces of heavy plant, all working on the fires. We had 58 fires that were in excess of 5 hectares burning across this district. The challenge for us when conditions are like that we may not be able to get to your property and be able to offer you assistance that you would like. So it's really important that as a community you are resilient, you know what you're going to do ahead of the fires and that you have options as far as leaving early or where you will go. It's very important to ensure that you don't leave those decisions to the last minute and you have those discussions now.
My role is one of 3 pilot positions within Resilience New South Wales, and we're part of the Regional Disaster Preparedness Program. Our role is to work with councils and communities and see where we can enhance their resilience, their preparedness for natural disasters, and see if we can identify any local risks and see what sort of activities would be required to mitigate those for the next fire, the next flood, storm, heat wave, whatever it ends up being.
So it's vital that the community is prepared for all natural disasters and severe weather. There are limited emergency resources available. So the key things for people to do are to know their risk, particularly if they live on a river or a creek, to know the height at the river gauge, the river warning gauge, at which they get cut off in terms of road closures with water over roads. It's also important that they know the height at which their property becomes inundated. So you can get that information from your local council or by contacting the New South Wales SES.
When we built, we had to do certain things from council to make it fireproof. But we sort of laughed at what we had to do, thinking it's never going to happen. But it did happen.
So have the conversation about having an emergency plan with your entire family. So that includes grandma, grandpa, and the kids as well. So they want to be active in, what do we do in an emergency? And if you have a plan and everybody has a role and they know what to do, then the stress of the event is reduced and you're more likely to get through it more safely.
We're fortunate to live in the most beautiful part of the world. We're right on to national parks. We're also right on the ocean. That brings concerns for us in relation to emergencies. We've got issues that have happened here with flooding in the past, and we've had issues really recently with fires. We knew we could cater for people. We know we've got enough amenities for them. We've got air conditioning, we've got toilets, we've got drinks, we've got food, we've got all those things that can make people comfortable in that type of crisis. We just need to be more prepared.
Well, the village here, Rollins Plains people, the fire was starting to fringe on properties and we recognised that we were going to have a disaster.
We had many volunteers come in to help and they were absolutely fabulous.
There was food came from farms, there was meat, there was eggs, there was vegetables.
We had people buttering bread, we had people dishing out sausages, we had slicing tomatoes, we had lettuce crumbling, we had all sorts of things happening and everyone did it. It was wonderful.
Bushfire survival plans are very easy to prepare. There's a guide on the RFS website. You can jump onto www.rfs.nsw.gov.au. You can download the Bushfire survival plan there. You can work through it with your family. It gives you a whole set of tips and tricks that you follow. What we say is there's the 4 steps. To make sure you have that discussion with your family about what you'll do with the Bushfire survival plan. Make sure that you prepare your property ahead of any fire. Make sure that you know where to find the current fire danger ratings and the alert levels, and make sure you stay up to date with the current conditions. You can stay up to date with current conditions on ABC radio or using the Fires Near Me app, also at the RFS website.
We had so many people come on board straight away to see what they can do to assist us. Fortunately, we had that from community-minded people. We had that from people who were employed to work with us with those emergency services, and we're most grateful for the assistance that they could provide to us and the wisdom they could provide.
It's great to see some of the communities coming together and some of the initiatives that are coming out. It's been a journey, and some of the healing that's coming out of the communities that were fire impacted, especially here in Macquarie-Hastings and across the coast. It's great to see that the communities can work together, can work with the agencies, can work with the councils, and Resilience New South Wales can be a part of that and support them where they need that growth.
And we were all out the back at the time, and those that left did leave, and those that stayed, we all stayed together and worked with each other and supported each other and said we'll get through this. And it's just that in itself has been a complete sense of wonderful community and great care for each other, which has been tremendous.
So we're trying to say to people, it's really important to prepare, it's really important to make decisions early and well ahead of any fire approaching, and that is the safest option.
Thank you very, very much. If it wasn't for them, I don't know whether this house would still be standing. It was real comfort, I suppose, because we knew that we were in good hands.
Thanks, guys.